Robert Eggers is one of my favorite modern filmmakers. As a director, the man has a keen attention to detail and tells tonally dark, artistic stories. In fact, his past movies, like The Witch and The Lighthouse, were made with authenticity to the time periods they were set in, and were mind-bending dark fables that make the viewer question the reality as presented in the film, which is admittedly relatable for many of us old parts coming to terms with the fact that it's already the year 2022. God, where did the time go? However, I always wondered what would happen if Eggers ever got a bigger budget and made something with a somewhat wider audience in mind. Would that specific movie's artistic integrity be compromised? Would it be a lesser movie compared to a smaller scale fare? Would there be weird out there quotes like Robert Pattinson really wanting to fuck a steak? All important questions, and thankfully we have a positive answer with The Northman, Eggers' most recent film. With The Northman, Eggers created a Viking film that works as an artistic visual feast, all while being a cutthroat revenge thriller. It's dark, violent, morbid, and has esoteric elements, but it is also fairly straightforward in terms of just being a revenge thriller. It simultaneously offers great evocative visuals, performances, and set designs that harken to a grander narrative, all while being a great actioner about a Viking dishing out unhealthy servings of comeuppance. It is an awesome movie. The Northman's positive qualities start with its story. The plot follows Alexander Skarsgård's Hamlet, a figure of Scandinavian legend that was the direct inspiration for Shakespeare's Hamlet. In Prince Hamlet's early childhood days, his father in Ethan Hawke's King Arvandel Warraven is murdered by his brother Fjolnir. After the murder, Fjolnir steals the former king's crown and abducts Nicole Kidman's Queen Gudrun, all while Hamlet escapes while promising to avenge his father, save his mother, and kill his uncle, because fuck that guy. Fast forward many years, and Hamlet has become a killing machine, a pristine brick shithouse among pristine brick shithouses. Yet he still hasn't embarked on his vengeful quest yet. He still has unfinished business, and after some prompting by the script, Hamlet learns that Fjolnir was ousted as king, and he and some of his loyalists were exiled to Iceland. And upon learning this, Hamlet pretends to be a slave in Fjolnir's land, and teams up with Anya Taylor-Joy's Olga, who is a slave secretly hiding the fact that she is a powerful sorceress. And together, the two wreak havoc on Fjolnir's family and subjects and plot their vengeance. The story is overall really good, mostly because of its execution and presentation. In fact, the movie is just downright interesting as far as narrative presentation goes. A lot of the Norse spiritualism is taken at face value as being mostly true, to the point that the movie works as a dark fantasy movie as much as it does a revenge thriller. Many of the movie's portrayals of Norse mysticism, religion, and beliefs in the afterlife are portrayed as being actual fact, or at the very least being true in the minds of these characters. In fact, Hamlet's quest for revenge is as much a religious one about honoring his family as it is a personal one, which is really damn enthralling. After all, seers, sorcery, visions of heavenly warriors, and battles with giant zombies are normally the stuff of fantasy novels and TV shows. But with The Northman, we have a really ambitious art house film that really goes all in on these awesome fantastical concepts, and it pays big dividends as far as being a great piece of epic storytelling. It's really good. Furthermore, The Northman's dark fantasy story is executed with artistic flair. The movie features brutal violence and even criticizes aspects of Viking culture, read slavery and obsessions with violence, all while also showing us the viewpoint of our lead character, who purveys his actions as being justifiable. Sure, the movie's violence is often cutthroat, gruesome, and blunt. Hell, it can even be hard to watch at times, just like the Chicago Bears. But make no mistake, The Northman has some visual beauty that accompanies its fantastical concepts. When it shows Hamlet's religious quest to avenge his family, the movie often distances itself from its otherwise brutal nature by showing us why this dark quest means so much to this character. It shows that he has honor for his family, and that the only way his soul can be salvaged is for him to avenge his father's murder, resulting in the movie having a contemplative feel at times. The movie gives the audience time to think about what is happening in the film, and while admittedly it doesn't take much pondering to figure out what the movie ultimately means, the film's otherworldly visuals and breaks from the action definitely convey a reflective tone. It is a very contemplative experience, and it is incredible. The performances are really good as well. Skarsgård proves himself as a very capable action star who just really looks the part of a Viking berserker. Hell, he could pretend to be the singer of Amon Amarth and I'd believe it. Anya Taylor-Joy is believable as an ally and a good romantic interest. Klaus Bang has some depth as the antagonist Fjolnir. Nicole Kidman shows quite a bit of range, and Ethan Hawke portrays a loving father really well, which is important seeing as his character's death motivates the whole revenge plot of this revenge thriller. And honestly, everyone is just really good here. They are very convincing in their roles. Also, we get more Willem Dafoe, and every movie needs more Willem Dafoe. Just saying. Overall, The Northman is really great. It's a visual feast with some beautiful cinematography. It is a brutal actioner. The movie has some terrific performances, and the film works as both a revenge thriller, a dark fantasy adventure, and a thoughtful art house production. And add on some unpredictable twists and turns that I won't spoil, and you have a candidate for one of the best films of the year so far. Truly, The Northman is a Viking revenge tale unlike any other. And with that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like rating, share, subscribe, ring the bell, and leave a comment telling me what you think of The Northman. Also, please consider checking out my Patreon page. $1 a month gets you onto my Discord server, and $5 a month allows you to start making review requests. The link to my Patreon is in the description. And speaking of Patreon, I just want to thank my patrons, particularly my high tier ones in David, Samantha, Devlin, Mom, and Morgan. Thank you so much for supporting what I do. Love y'all.